Greetings! In today's video, I'll take a look at a more complete assortment of Mijello Mission Gold paints. I got these paints from Ame, the paintmaker and artist behind EEM, and Karen, from the YouTube channel Karen's Watercolors. I just finally got around to setting them together in a palette. I had already swatched the colors from Karen, but never the ones from Ame, which is what I'm doing here. I set up two sheets with rectangles marked out with painter's tape. The black lines are to evaluate transparency. The colors Ame sent me are Lemon Yellow, Permanent Yellow Light, Permanent Yellow Deep, Red Orange, Scarlet Lake, Permanent Red Deep, Cherry Red, Perylene Maroon, Rose Madder, Permanent Rose, Crimson Lake, Permanent Magenta, Prussian Blue, Cerulean Blue, Ultramarine Blue, Cobalt Blue No. 2, Viridian, Bamboo Green, Green Gold, Yellow Ochre, Indian Red, Red Brown, Van Dyke Brown, Van Dyke Green, Indian Yellow, Violet Lake, Mijello Blue, Prussian Green, Burnt Sienna, and Bright Opera. The colors I got from Karen are Lemon Yellow, Permanent Yellow Light, Permanent Yellow Deep, Permanent Red, Rose Madder, Crimson Lake, Olive Green, Sap Green, Van Dyke Green, Peacock Blue, Prussian Blue, and Indigo. There's a bit of overlap of colors between the two selections. I'm also including the swatch list from the previous video I made on Mijello's Mission Gold watercolor paints. On that one I had the colors Jaune Brillant 2, Burnt Sienna, Yellow Ochre 1, Mijello Blue, Cerulean Blue, Prussian Blue, Ultramarine Deep, and Bright Clear Violet. I'm mentioning a lot of these colors because I want to point out that there are a few discrepancies in the paint compositions. One Mijello Blue is PB60, the same pigment as Indanthrone Blue. And another Mijello Blue is PB27 and PR202, which is a mix of Prussian Blue and a cool quinacridone red color. Also, Mijello often refers to colors by a name that is misleading, in the sense that a lot of their colors are hues, and not the genuine pigment for that color, but they don't mention it. The cerulean blue is phthalo blue-green shade, which would make it cerulean hue. Genuine cerulean paints are made from the cerulean blue pigment PB35. The green gold is PY150, which in most other brands is nickel azo yellow. Usually, green gold as a single pigment is PY129. It's a lot of numbers and can get confusing, but the moment you get a bit more thorough about the paints you use, this is pretty confusing. In general, I love the Mijello colors as they are, but looking at some pigment compositions give me a headache. The Burnt Sienna is a mix of three colors, none of them the standard pigment for Burnt Sienna. Yellow Ochre is also a mix of three pigments, rather than the usual single pigment version. My issue with that is not that there are multiple pigments, it's more that when one is used to certain mixes to get certain colors, it's challenging to try and deal with these different versions of the same colors. I personally find that any non-PBR7 Burnt Sienna mixed with ultramarine blue doesn't quite neutralizes as well. For my test painting, I really wanted to use some of that overly bright opera color. I decided to paint a winter scene with the sunset and have some of that pink in there. You know I love opera colors and Mijello's is my second favorite after Holbein's. Mijello's range of watercolor has more in common with Shinhan and Holbein than Winsor & Newton and Daniel Smith. Mijello has many single pigment colors that are good for everyone, but they also have a lot of convenience colors, many featuring white in the mix. That's something we also find in Holbein's and Shinhan's ranges. I see those colors as more oriented toward illustration, but that's just my spin on it. Mijello colors are very lovely and super vivid, so if they are accessible to you and you are curious about them, I definitely encourage you to try a color or two. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.